Hi, Sheila. How are you today?
I'm doing very fine, and you?
I'm very well. Just pardon, I'm trying to get into the camera here. I know in our last post conference, I was a little aside and I was not able to appear within the camera. So I'm going to try and do the best I can, respecting your space and following up on our post conference from the last time that we spoke in reference to motivating the kids in the in-school suspension department and using collaborative approaches to help gear them towards getting better results on the HESPA score. Um, I guess I should let you give me a little feedback about our last conversation and what were some of your thoughts or ideas that perhaps evolved as a result of our last post-conference.
Um, I think the last post conference that we had, I gave you some ideas with some suggestion for the lesson, and I think the lesson that we had was the HESPER lesson, in which they had to improve their math skills, and they were assigned math skills and concept. They had to improve their learning games. So the objective was to learn the math, to do the math games as a part of improving their HESPER skills while they're in-house suspension. So so that we can clarify the lesson there.
Mm-hmm.
Part of what we spoke about is that you were supposed to, even though I thought it was a great lesson plan, that they were very good
Mm-hmm.
with the hands-on math. I think children nowadays really learn better through the use of computers
Mm-hmm.
when it comes
Mm-hmm.
to these games, because that's their learning environment.
Mm-hmm.
Some teachers don't think so, especially the traditional teachers.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that they do learn better in the math games, since that they're using the computer to do most of their games anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that would be a little bit more focused there, and they won't really get bored,
Mm-hmm.
because they are getting bored with those games.
Mm-hmm.
I think part of what you did is that you did get us a maths game
Mm-hmm.
via the
Mm-hmm.
computer,
Mm-hmm.
which was equal to that of the card game,
Mm-hmm.
so that was very good. If you want me to talk a little bit about that and how they responded to the game, it was the same games, but it's just on computers.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I got 100% better response like what I taught to begin with. I did notice that their proficiency increased,
Mm-hmm.
their attention span did increase,
Mm-hmm.
they had more time, they had a lot of group activities on the computer,
Mm-hmm.
and so they were able to learn the math lesson via
Mm-hmm.
the computer. And I think that was one of the issues I had. The other issues that I had was sometimes, because they're in-house suspension, and it is an in-house suspension, is that some of the classes were sometimes larger, sometimes was smaller, depending on how many students that were in the in-house
Sure.
suspension.
Sure.
And I think the problem we had there is that if I had another person sometimes to help me out,
Mm-hmm.
because in in-house suspension, they don't necessarily have to do so much work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Correct.
by you saying this is the best thing for them to do in an in-house suspension, to have
Mm-hmm.
with a HESPER, I have pretty much implemented that.
Mm-hmm.
But we still don't really have the staffs that we need,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes it can be pretty loud and
Mm-hmm.
lots of kids. So it would be nice if
Mm-hmm.
we could still get that extra staff person.
Mm-hmm.
That would really help. I know
Mm-hmm.
that's beyond, that's not anything you can control, but
Well,
that would help
it's
me.
it's good that you mentioned that because I do have a lead teacher in mind. Uh, Actually, there are two. One would be language arts that would deal with the language arts aspect of passing the HESPA, and the second would be algebra, the pre-algebra, the algebra, and perhaps a little calculus. So with those two lead teachers and one disciplinarian, perhaps parent conference teacher who's able to contact the parents when they come into in-school suspension to let them know why their child is there, so that the student will be alert that, you know, they're being documented, and that when they go home, perhaps the parents will address some of those issues, because I like to bring the parents involved in helping us achieve the motivational and the academic scores that we so desperately need here at our school.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. And I think what I think you're saying is that if you can have somebody to track the kids that come here,
Mm-hmm.
and have the parents in the parents teachers conference, I guess we would explain to them what we're trying to achieve for
Yes,
the
our
kids.
parent coordinator.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think that would be a good idea. If we can get the focus a little bit, I mean, I don't have any faith in that strategy that it's going to work, because a lot of the parents, the kids are in their in-house suspension program because they're probably not being the best parent that, you know, they should with these children. So they're technically speaking the hardest parent to really come to parent teachers conference. No doubt, you know, you could try. You know, with my experience, it's not that easy to get them to come. But anything to help the kids get through their lessons, through the in-house suspension, and get through their math lessons, I have no problem with that.
Okay, well, the way our district has decided to go about this year's academic year with in-school suspension, what we want to do is have the freshmen and the seniors in one classroom, and we're going to have the juniors and sophomores in another classroom, because the sophomores and the juniors are the ones who are going to be taking the HESPA. So we really want to focus on them, you know, having them put to a side so that we can really get to the core of some academic progress there. And with the freshmen and the seniors, the leadership from the seniors will perhaps influence the freshmen to curtail their behavior, so that there's a better influence with that collaboration there. So I have a very positive attitude towards this academic year, with the changes that we've made, and you being in that particular classroom. I've been hearing excellent things about you.
Thanks.
And I just want to let you know that based on our last conference, I see lots of improvement that's been documented and I've reviewed. So I'm very pleased with your performance, and I hope you stay motivated to keep our kids motivated.
Okay, I'll try to do my best. I did see a lot of progress with the kids, so that's a good thing. The computer programs really help with the math. They gaining their math skills and their math concepts. I think that was great. I think so far everything is going well. I have pretty much implemented all or most of the things that you suggested. There are just one or two areas that still needs improvement in terms of a little bit more classroom control, and I know that is maybe top administration. That's probably not something that's, you know, can be dealt with just right away. But I definitely see the improvement. Definitely see the scores going up in terms of the end of math lesson, that there is a score that they score themselves, and it keeps improvement. Keep improving, and so that's good. So I think it's working. I think it was a great lesson. I think the lesson plan that you did for the math was pretty good. Via the games, even though there's a lot of games, it really is helping them, and they actually getting to the point in which they love math.
Okay.
Which before with the cards, they really didn't want to do it.
So what I'm hearing is motivation is taking place.
Yeah, I think we talked about that, and I suggested, even though I taught the games were motivated, it would be a little bit more motivating to students if we could offer it in their arena. That's what they're accustomed to, playing games on computer, and they need to be high tech just like any other kids, and they need to learn the computer.
Sure.
And this really helps. And they're using their calculator on the computer. So I know we talked about that. So they're doing pretty good. They're doing pretty
I
good.
really like to revisit Clarity, and if there's anything that you're uncertain about or anything that we discussed perhaps that you need additional feedback, or you would like to contact me or give me some type of heads up or feedback about a particular situation that you are experiencing, particularly with the 2 lead teachers that are coming in, I'd definitely like to know that they're part of our strategy and that they're motivated and that they're exhibiting motivational leadership skills as well. So I just want to thank you again for your time. I know you're very busy, and
Sure.
I am very pleased to have you on our staff, and the kids love you. They say
Thanks.
lots of great things about you, and
They're good kids.
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good day.